Taiwan's exports in February fell by 17% compared to the same month last year. New figures from the Finance Ministry show the decline in last month's exports, but they fell less than in January, when exports dropped the most in 13 years. China and Hong Kong remained Taiwan's biggest market, although sales there fell by 30%. Exports to Japan grew by 1%. February imports also declined less than in the previous month. Overall, Taiwan's February trade surplus reached almost $2.4 billion. For more on those numbers, our reporter Staś Butler spoke to Gary Ng, a senior economist at Natixis.
So, first off, what do you make of these numbers? I mean, exports were better than in January, but perhaps not as good as some people expected.
So I wouldn't rate the number as a very positive way because it's still quite a huge double-digit decline that Taiwan has experienced in many months. I think it's still quite likely that the external environment will stay quite weak in coming months, and we'll probably need to wait until the second half of the year to see any meaningful recovery in the sector.
So, the fact that numbers are better perhaps slightly this month than January, or rather February rather than January, Is that not a sign then that Taiwan's economy has maybe turned a corner and that things are going to get better?
Well, I think it will. The time will come eventually, but probably not right now because I think if we look at the numbers in January and February, a lot of time is actually skewed by this production of Lunar New Year because of the holidays and etc. So we cannot conclude that this decline this narrow decline is actually a positive sign yet.
So what does the next year look like for Taiwan, as a whole?
Well, I think compared to the last few years, indeed the positive momentum may not be as strong this year. Of course, there is this positive impact from China's reopening, but this uncertainty from high interest rate in the US and Europe will continue to pressure the external demand of Taiwan, especially in the electronics sector. And therefore, even though Taiwan's export may rebound in the second half of the year, it may not be able to fully offset this negative drag in the first half of the year, which means that Taiwan may actually face a rare export decline for full year 2023 at a rate of negative 3% after this massive boom in the tech sector in the past few years.